Since the beginning of this conflict over in the Middle East with Israel, everyone has been focusing on Hamas, and understandably so. Also, people have been keeping a close eye on Hezbollah up in Lebanon. But ever since the early days of this war, I was warning everyone that the Houthis in Yemen are the ones you really need to worry about. Now, people have been trying to downplay this threat, saying that the Houthis aren't really that dangerous. They don't have a well-developed military. Everyone's been saying that Yemen is so far away from Israel that Israel has nothing to worry about. Well, folks, I need you to break out a map. I need you to understand that these countries in the Middle East, a lot of them are very small. A lot of them are smaller than the states that we have right here in the USA. So even though Yemen does not share a border with Israel, they are not too terribly far away. And you see what makes Yemen really dangerous, what makes the Houthis really dangerous, is that they're reckless. And that when they say something, when the Houthis say something, they do it. It may be a stupid decision. It may be reckless like what I just said, but when the Houthis say they're going to do something, they do it. Unlike all of these other countries, all of these other militias, all of these other groups who have been running their yaps, flapping their gums for weeks on end. All of these countries, all of these terrorist groups suddenly pretend to care about the Palestinians. They don't care about the Palestinians. None of them want the Palestinians in their country, and none of them have stepped up to do anything. You want to know who has? The Houthis in Yemen. You know, in all reality, the Houthis are doing more than Hamas. Hamas is hiding in tunnels. The leaders of Hamas aren't in Gaza. They're somewhere jet-setting around the world, worth tons of money. Hamas is hiding in tunnels. Every now and then they pop up in civilian clothing and they shoot an RPG at an Israeli tank, but that's about it. They haven't really been putting up much of a fight. Meanwhile, the Houthis, they've been launching rockets as we speak. They're launching missiles at Israel. And you know, the other day I reported to you all that the Houthis hijacked a ship. I even showed you all the video of it. Go check it out if you haven't already. Now, the Houthis promised that they were going to continue targeting Israeli ships, even though Israel claims that the ship did not belong to them. Well, now yesterday, the Houthis attacked a ship with a drone. It was successful. They claim it was an Israeli ship. Israel's trying to pretend like it wasn't theirs, but I believe it was. The Houthis successfully drone striked a cargo ship yesterday. And guess what? Now today, the Houthis once again successfully hijacked another cargo ship. That's 3 ships in 1 week. 2 of them hijacked. 1 of them struck with a drone. So everyone who's been downplaying how dangerous the Houthis are, I hope this was a wake-up call for you. Because if anything or any group is going to drag America and other countries into this conflict, right now it looks like it's going to be the Houthis. Because I don't think that we can just sit by. America, other countries, I don't know if these countries, along with America, are going to sit by and allow the Houthis to keep doing this. Because you see these ships they're attacking and hijacking. It's not like these ships just benefit Israel. These are goods. This is an international trade route. The people aboard these ships belong to or come from various different countries and nations. So the Houthis might be biting off more than they can chew here. But I can tell you right now, they don't care. They're reckless. They're not even taking it seriously. So as everyone is focused on Hamas, as Hamas hides underground like a hedgehog, what lives under a groundhog? The Houthis are literally filming videos of them dancing on hijacked ships. Let's go ahead and roll these clips, and then I'll be right back with more thoughts.
بس بقى بس عيب ايوه كيفو احنا نكيف انا هذا يعجبني يا شاي جونيور يا حبيبي لا بعد ما والله قال لي حق عزة قلبنا السعمة بعدين مغوص
So the Houthis are having a grand old time with this conflict. They haven't had to deal with any repercussions or consequences. And the Houthis are treating these hostile takeovers of these cargo ships, they're treating it like it's a military victory, but it's not. You can't have a military victory over unarmed civilians. But that's how they're treating this. They're boarding these ships with innocent people from all over the world who are just trying to get, supplies and goods from one country to the other. And they're taking them over. And they're filming comedy skits. I know you don't understand the language, but what we just watched were TikTok videos, comedy skits. The Houthis laughing and joking it up as they take over ship after ship after ship, hit this with a drone, shoot missiles at Israel, we're going to shoot missiles over here. They already targeted American ships. My question is, how long does this last? I know that Israel has a lot on their plate right now. They're in Gaza. There's a ceasefire right now. They're trying to get these hostages out. They're fighting Hezbollah in Lebanon. They're conducting airstrikes in Syria. How long before they strike Yemen? And if, or better yet, when they strike Yemen, what kind of response will we see from other countries, other groups? Like I said earlier, most of these groups throughout the Middle East, they're I don't want to say they're all bark and no bite, because they will bite, but right now they're doing a lot of barking. But if these groups continue to see Yemen or the Houthis get away with taking over ships and shooting rockets, how long before they start doing the same? It's definitely going to inspire and embolden them. So, obviously, I think this is going to come to a very ugly ending. More innocent people will probably be killed. Who knows what will happen? But right now, the Houthis are showing the world that there are weaknesses. That we do have weaknesses. That the U.S. and Israel, we have weaknesses. And they're exploiting those weaknesses. And the lack of reaction to these things happening is sending a message throughout the world that, hey, you can do this. You can get away with this. You can get away with that. Maybe you can't push too hard, but you can do these little attacks. You can do these little things to disrupt their economy, to disrupt their way of life. So how long before we see other groups start acting? How long before other groups start doing what they say they were going to do, like the Houthis are? That is what scares me. But as of right now, we're just going to continue sitting and waiting. Like I said, there's a ceasefire in Gaza right now. So seeing that the Houthis are still carrying out these attacks during a ceasefire, it lets you know that they don't really care about this conflict. They don't care about the Palestinian prisoners who are being released. They don't care about none of that. They just want to fight. They probably hate Israel. They hate America. Who knows what their problem is, but they're not showing any respect towards the ceasefire. And if anything, I think they may be making things worse for the people in Gaza. They're making things worse for Hamas, because Hamas has agreed to set down the weapons and put a pause on fighting as these prisoners and hostages are released. Yet we have Yemen, the Houthis, still attacking all day, every day. And, you know, it's only a matter of time before the fly gets swatted, if you will. You know, you got that fly buzzing around you. It lands on you a couple of times. It's really sickening. It's only a matter of time before you get out that fly swatter and you swat it. So I think it's only a matter of time before Israel strikes the Houthis in Yemen. And honestly, judging by how things are happening here, and judging by the fact that the Houthis keep targeting these international trade cargo ships, I would not be surprised if we see other countries get involved. I would not be surprised if you see some U.S. military airstrikes in Yemen coming within the next couple of weeks if things continue going the way they're going. But for now, let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you're feeling generous, you can support the channel via Super Thanks, or you can support the channel for free by hitting that like button, sharing the video, dropping comments, subscribing, ringing that notification bell. But anyways, I'll talk to you all in the next video.